This is Rhapsody, your friendly neighborhood growth hacker, aka the Reverend Dr. Rhapsody, aka Mr. Transformer, aka Rhapsody Barrero, wishing you and yours a wonderful day. If you've already made it to the end of your day, hoping that you and yours have a wonderful day. If you're seeing this at the beginning of the day, please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment on the post, please like the video, and please share the video with a friend should you find a friend in need of some of this wonderful good stuff that I be dishing out on a daily basis. Okay, so today, actually I was going to go in one direction and then I decided to go, it's like in a similar direction but from a different angle, kind of thing. Okay, so, so originally I was going to talk about acceptance. And there's a more, we'll say a stronger angle from which to attack the acceptance situation. Because what the first thing that comes up in my head that I've heard so many times, like, sure, if your dog takes a dump in the living room, you can accept that you have dog poop in your living room. Some people might choose to let it just get hard and turn it into an art project. That's one of the ways that you could deal with it. Of course, the other thing is you could accept that there's dog poo in the living room, and you could go about the business of cleaning it. Now, when you first see it, getting angry at the dog poop isn't going to make it go away. Getting angry at the dog isn't going to make the dog poop go away. What's going to make the dog poop go away is you, A, accept the fact that there's dog poop in your living room, and B, accept responsibility for what you're capable of in the cleaning and the sanitizing of the area where once sat the dog poop. Okay, so what I'm talking about as far as the different angle is breaking down the serenity prayer, if you will. And it goes a little something like this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So in the dog poop, we'll stay on the dog poop scenario because why not? In the dog poop scenario, you start off asking God for the serenity to not injure your dog for pooping in your living room. So, serenity, bam. or as some of my friends say when they get in an exasperation situation, serenity now! That's not how serenity works. Not at all. Not even close. But okay. So you have it's like you walk in and you're like, dog poop in the living room. I was not interested in this at all. I've had a long day. I'm not trying to have to be the one to do this. But you know that if you don't do it and you wait for your partner to show up, they're going to be like, hey, didn't you see this here? And of course, you could easily say, yeah, I was waiting for you to come home to take care of it. Which will easily put you on the couch. And you don't want to sleep on the couch. It's got that one spring that hits you in the wrong place. And like, you don't care if you're dead tired, but if you're really trying to get some sleep, it's not going to help. All right. So, the courage to change the things I can. Does it take courage to clean up dog poop? Well, for some people, for germaphobes, it's like nuclear. And the reality still lies in the fact that you need to clean the dog poop. C'est la guerre. I mean, unless you want to be somebody like I would probably be, who would just chain the dog up in a corner on paper until it was time for the walk, and then we go for the walk. Or some people put their dogs in cages. I don't know. I know that's a form of training, a way to train. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay. Too much retention on the dog. Okay. The wisdom to know the difference. So you know the difference between not being able to clean up the dog poop. Of course you can clean up the dog poop. So, serenity, Serenity eventually will show up before you clean up the dog poop because, I mean, yeah, you could angrily clean up the dog poop, but that doesn't help your system physically. It's sending bad energy and possibly causing illness or dis-ease, if you will, because that's where dis-ease comes from, disease. They just made it one word instead of two. So you're like, oh, okay, fine, gotta clean the dog poop. Serenity, please, thank you. Then you go about the business of cleaning the dog poop. You go about the business of sanitizing the area. Your partner gets to come home and find no dog poop. They might smell a little bit, and you just turn to them and say, yeah, the dog pooped in the living room, I cleaned it. And they smile and probably say, well, you could have opened some windows. Yeah, because, some people you just can't make happy. It's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. The wisdom to know the difference. And you know the difference between leaving the dog poop in the living room versus cleaning up the dog poop because you are physically capable of cleaning the dog poop. You have the necessary utilities to clean the dog poop. Just clean the dog poop, sanitize the area, open the windows, make your living space a better place, and just let that be that. Of course, if you have no partner returning to the home, feel free to leave the dog poop there for as long as you want to. It's your place. You have no one to answer to. My thing, it's just a basic rule that I have in general. If there is a state of dishevelment, if like the garbage can is getting too full, or if there's too many stains in the toilet bowl and it's not time for the cleaning lady to come through yet, my basic rule is I will let it stay as it is until I get tired of looking at it. When I get tired of looking at it, I just take care of it. That's just me. You do you. Boo-boo. Okay. Enough with the dog analogy. Good grief, 7 minutes is entirely too long to spend on dog poop. Okay, so let's say your situation is one where you've been working really hard for a really long time at this one job, and because of a reduction in force, or RIF as they call it, you are now required to leave this job, and you need to find another one. And if you're really blessed, they set you up with something where they'll pay you for a few months out, for several months out, and you still get your annual bonus, which is beautiful. For some people, they might take this as an opportunity because they're like, maybe they had a little side thing going on, and they're like, hey, you know what? I can just build up this side thing and build it up to the point almost equal to or surpassing what I was making on the corporate side. And I'm my own boss. I take off when I want to, I start work when I want to, I end work when I want to. If I'm supercharged up one day, I can work some extra hours and not even care because it's mine. So that's one solution. And then there are those. Oh man, I laugh, but it's not funny. There might be those that look at this as a swatting against the forehead. Like, the universe hates me. Psh, I'm fired. No, that's just the way things are sometimes. As it says in the Bible, either you believe it or you don't, the rain falls on the just and the unjust. You can be doing good stuff all your life, and you can still end up at the end of the day showing up at your car with a flat tire. You can be doing bad stuff all your life, where bad stuff is literally how you make your money, and still somehow, some way, avoid having bad stuff happen to you, or have bad stuff happen to you, which you're actually not looking forward to, but you expect because you do bad stuff for a living, so it makes sense that bad stuff would come to you. Karma is real. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. The unbelievers, well, they just found something else to blame it on, not realizing that all they're doing is receiving the bad karma that they sent out into the universe. And the universe said, oh, here you go. Have more of that for you, too. Yay. All right. So, acceptance is the key to the greater majority of our problems. Let's say you're in a situation where, for whatever reason, infidelity, somebody's equipment doesn't work anymore, fill in the blank, you want to have this relationship come to an end. You want to have this marriage come to an end. And that whole till death do us part thing just no longer exists. I mean, and as it turns out, the numbers go higher, which is sad but true. All right, so last I heard, 50% of marriages end in divorce. 67% of second marriages end in divorce. And 73% of third marriages end in divorce. So basically, you're just setting yourself up for a situation as a guy where you are going to wind up having to support someone that you are no longer in relationship with. The first time I heard this was at the tail end of the song from Jerry Reed, a country artist, back in the 70s. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. He says, I shouldn't even bother getting married. I should just find a woman I hate every 5 years and buy her a house. I know, again, not funny, but that's just the reality within which we live. Prenup, gentlemen. Prenup, prenup, prenup. Don't be a simp. Have her sign the prenup. Unless you don't mind paying for the house that her and her new boyfriend are going to live in, while you have to suck it up at the extended stay. That's totally your choice. Prenup. 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 Okay, acceptance. Let's say we find ourselves in a situation where there is some physical malady that has come to visit us and has brought furniture and clothing and has decided to stay. The beginning of the solution is accepting that that is your reality. The next part of the solution, at least for me, would be finding natural ways to tend to this malady, to make it find this host no longer hospitable to its presence, and it will then just casually eventually move on and allow us to return to the physically healthy person that we were before. So, acceptance, physical solution, mental solution, part of that is acceptance. The other part is there's nothing that you did to bring this onto yourself. It just happens. Like it says in the Bible, either you believe it or you don't, the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. So it was just your turn in the barrel. That's all it was. That's all it was. And then, spiritually, getting to a point where you meditate every day and you can pray through the day. I pray differently from other people because so many people pray prayers of petition, and in my world, those are unnecessary. Because, as it says in the Bible, either you believe it or you don't, my Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns everything. He, she, it runs everything, depending on how you make reference to it. So, all I have to do is thank it for the bounty of blessings that it has sent my way. If I'm in a position where I've got a really bad cold or some other internal thing that makes it hard to breathe, like bad asthma, I will walk around with my asthma pump and be grateful that all of my internal organs are operating as they should. And I don't have to be hooked up to a machine in order to breathe. It gets a little uncomfortable sometimes. It's just the way it is when you're dealing with chronic asthma. Oh man, that reminds me, holy cow, of this dear, sweet, loving, dearly departed, the last good girlfriend that I had. She was born blue, didn't walk till she was 4, And once she started walking like Forrest Gump, she ran. Ran so much to the point where she ran the Olympic torch across her state when she was in high school, or across her city when she was in high school. She lived in Oklahoma. And at some point, for whatever reason, one of her lungs collapsed. It didn't stop her from running. It made her lung doctor crazy. Because you're like, hey, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to be able to do this. And it's just the way that some of us choose to deal with life. Life shows up, and we just choose not to accept it. That's the other side of it. Because that also is a choice. You can choose not to accept your circumstances, because your circumstances are an outgrowth of something that's going on in here, or something that's going on in here, and that's just the way that goes. And it's a matter of choosing not to accept what everybody else is calling a reality, which is actually their perception. Just like your perception is, I am whole, well, and healthy. And not just saying that out loud, not just saying that to yourself in affirmations, but acting that way. I used to have a pastor that said that what you should do is pray for what you want and act like you already have it. And later on, that wound up being in somebody's pages of some manifestation book. It's like acting as if. Or as Chris Duncan would put it from the Magnetic Mind Masterclass, you have to be it to see it. You have to be it here, which will then draw you to be it here, and eventually you will be it here. He was just talking about how he was meaning to manifest being a father. And for 4 years, he and the wife tried really hard. You know, we know the action to take to try to be a father, and he did that. And now recently, finally, 4 years down the road, his wife is with child, and he is now a father. I mean, it's, for us, for the rest of us, for the rest of the crew, it might be a little unfortunate that he's not going to be doing live events anymore, or at least not for a while, but that's fine. He's got so many cool, awesome rock star, rock steady backup people that support him in his business, that support us as a part of his business, that will be just fine. He'll be just fine. Everything will be just fine. And that gets into the quality of the people that you keep around you. If you want to grow as a human being, you need to be in the company of people on the grow. That's just it. There's no getting around it. Your couch potato people are not going to help you grow because they're not interested in growing. Or as the great Dan Pena would say, the trillion dollar man, which he got it from somebody else. I think he got it from Rockefeller. You are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you spend time with 5 people that are at the bar, belching and farting, watching the game 5 days a week, you will be the 6th one. If you spend your time around 5 people who sit around on their couch that is now stained with Cheetos, gaming all day, you will be the 6th one. If you keep company with 5 people who are actively on the grow, working on themselves, working on a business, working on contributing, working on just doing good things for themselves and for the world, you will be the 6th. So, make it your business, make it your commitment right now that you will be the 6th person. Find 5 other people that you can keep company with. Some of them you might not be able to get in person. That's fine. We have this lovely thing called the internet. We have this wonderful thing called YouTube, where you can literally, you can be in the company of people, live or dead, who have done great things for the world on a regular basis. And then it's just a matter of carving off a slot of your day, carving a slot out of your TV time, carving a slot out of your gaming time, and spend time around these people. That's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Me love you a long time. And please, again, subscribe to the channel. Please comment on the video. Please share the video. Please like the video. And feel free to click on the link in the description and find your way to that one free week of the Magnetic Mind Masterclass, where you will begin to grow in ways that you didn't even think were possible just from the 1 week. Heck, just from one day in this thing. After a week, you'll be like, I will do whatever I need to do. I will find funds wherever I need to find them in order to participate with these people, because these people are the genuine article. We make reference to this as being the last personal development program that you'll ever need, because it is indeed, and in fact, the last personal development program that you will ever need. Click on the link in the description, click on the link in the post, enjoy your free week. And if you can pay for the program up front, great. If not, no worries. They have payment plans that will work with you. They will work with you at whatever level that you're able to work with them to be able to get this information. The program runs for a year. After a year, you will literally not recognize yourself. Just from the way you think, just from the way you feel about things, just from the way you approach other people, just from the way you interact with other people. It's going to be great. That's all I can tell you. I've been with these guys for over 2 years now, and it's just great. And it continues to be great. Right now, I'm on day two of a live event that he's hosting in San Diego, and luckily, they ran this one virtually as well. So there's literally 77 people in the room and 78 people viewing this content virtually. And it's just, it's good stuff. And even virtually, you don't feel like you're missing a beat, because you're not. Anyway, click the link in the description, click the link in the post, enjoy your free week of the Magnetic Mind Masterclass, and we will see you tomorrow for the next video, yo. Until then, bye-bye, everybody.